What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the 50/50 podcast. I'm here with my co-host,
Illiest Demeanor.
Wes. We got a special guest in the building, my brother, Mr. Archie Cardell. Archie, how you doing?
All right.
Okay. With this being the first official episode, we do have a special thing coming out probably right back after this one. We might do it back to back, but we're going to go ahead and jump into everything. Since this is the freshest thing on our mind, UFC 287. Holy shit. It's the most wildest comeback for somebody to bet their life on a fight and to come through and perform the way he did. Illiest, what you think?
It was an amazing fight. I'm happy that Izzy pulled out the victory. What is he, a two-time champ now?
Technically a two-time champ.
Man,
Same weight class, but technically two-time champ.
Mm-hmm. The way he came out, he got pushed back to the fence, and he hit him with a counter and knocked him out, man.
Be real. How nervous was you when you seen him backed up to the fence?
I was super nervous. I thought it was over.
Think it was over?
Yeah. From watching the previous fight, I thought it was going to be the same outcome.
I agree.
And I was like, man, if that happens,
keys in hand, I'm about to fucking just dip the fuck out.
I'm not watching this fight.
Bro, it's I heard somebody say that you cannot call yourself a fan until you get nervous for your favorite fighter to fight. Mm-hmm. And I think it's clear we're all past that point. Yes. It's there. I mean, for me personally, I get that way with a few fighters. Mm-hmm. Izzy being one of them. Shawn O'Malley. I think I still even get that way with Conor, to be real. Yeah. Conor's been gone for a minute, but I still kind of get that, damn, is he going to come back? Is he going to, perform the par? I get nervous for these fighters. I know Kevin Hollins. That's your boy. That's your boy. I love Kevin. Yeah, Big Mouth. Man, shout out Kevin. Looking fucking great last night. Mm-hmm. That fucking left hand, man. It was so wild almost that I didn't know if he was going to get caught throwing it or if he was going to catch him, and eventually just ended up catching him. And hey,
yeah, I felt like Kevin dominated.
Oh, Kevin looked great.
Yeah,
bro. When Santiago had his leg, and Kevin basically fucking backhand bitch slapped him and fucking dropped him. Mm-hmm. I think that was the first round. That shit was wild. Who else did we have? Jorge Masvidal, Gilbert Burns. Sadly, Jorge didn't get the win. Not only did he not get the win, he announced his retirement.
Mm-hmm. So I want to speak on that. My opinion, I feel like he was a little bit too happy with announcing his retirement. Like, he was smiling, and from a fan's perspective, I feel like you shouldn't be smiling.
Is it the retirement that kind of got you, or is it more he was smiling after the loss?
Both.
I think we seen the retirement coming.
Yeah,
I think we did.
We did.
But it was a weird situation to where he was probably one of the few fighters that was in the situation to where if you lose, you either get cut or retire. Mm-hmm. But if you win, you get a title shot next. You don't see that very often. There's never if you're on a losing streak, you're on a losing streak. Mm-hmm. And if you happen to win one, you don't just jump up for the title shot. That's not how it works.
Right.
But with Jorge and Leon Edwards passed, it could have very much been how it worked. Something I want to touch on too, Jorge promised that he would beat Kobe in the octagon on the last episode of Rogan that he did. He said, I will face him again and I will murder him legally in the cage. Mm-hmm. Why is he making, promises like that if you know you're going to retire?
That's what I'm saying. See, so it's and then he makes those promises, then he gets beat. Yeah. And he's
not only gets beat, but goddamn, dominated. Mm-hmm. Which we know he has a problem with, grapplers, wrestlers. Gilbert's, of course, a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I don't know. I would like to see Jorge go out with a striker at least. Give him a fighter's chance. I mean, I get it. Matchups make fights, but it's a little lackluster fight if you ask me. Gilbert was landing at times, but majority it was more about control, takedowns. whatnot. What do you think about the retirement, Archie?
Man, it's like you said, 20 long years. It's a long time to fight, man. 20 years to go out in your city, though, win or lose. That's got to be. I mean, I'm sure he had emotions that he didn't want to show, and like you were saying with the whole Kobe thing, with the legal stuff going on, I just figured he wasn't going to get that opportunity.
Yeah, I can see that. And I didn't even think about the whole going out in your home city type thing. I mean,
so you think he was comfortable? He was like,
it's where it all started for him.
Yep.
That's he ended it there. I mean, that'd be a good run.
yeah, it's almost a full circle, and you get to close your chapter the same way you opened and began it. I didn't even think about it from that way. Now that I see that, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I would like to see Jorge fight again a few more times, but
because he's a talented fighter.
he looked a little off, man. Even when he was getting hit, and he was still like, come on, bring it on. It's like, bro, you shook, like you're rattled. You don't need to be taunting this man right now. You need your guard up, because if he brings it on, you're done.
He looked a little out of shape too. He was
getting
winded.
I thought so too.
I was like, oof.
I think he went too hard in the first, just like the young kid, the 18-year-old. I cannot think of his name. Raul.
I can't pronounce it.
Okay.
Funny face.
Yeah. The 18-year-old Hispanic fighter. I mean, he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but man, there is a difference in 18-year-old strength and 25-year-old grown man strength, and that's what he faced last night. And he just got outdone by a veteran. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I doubt we'll see him on a pay-per-view again anytime soon, just because he did not live up to, the hype. And once again, pretty much got dominated. Past the first round, he had no chance. Like, he was getting grappled. He was getting hit. He's got to get his striking together for sure. He cannot keep relying on just shooting for that takedown, because there at the end, we was even watching, and man, it just looked so sloppy. And like me and Archie was saying, you could see it coming from a mile away. Like, they would stand up, and Archie would say, he's about to shoot, and he would shoot. And it was just so obvious that anybody with experience is going to know he about to shoot on me.
Yeah.
Defend.
Yeah.
And if that's all you got, bro, and that's all you depend on, you ain't going to get far in this game. But Israel Adesanya.
That's my boy.
And new. Once again. And new.
Yeah.
On the 50-50 podcast here, we're not a one topic type of show. We will be jumping around. I hope maybe we'll change things up as we go. Just bear with us. I mean, if y'all see something, or y'all hear something that y'all would like to, or y'all see a structure that y'all would like to hear more going forward, let us know. But we're just gonna be kind of hopping around. This is just a casual conversation, just two dudes chilling, giving our perspective of the world.
Right. And
we'll have special guests here and there. Today we got Archie Cardell. I mean, just to get another perspective on everything we're gonna be talking about. Let's talk about music. I really want to talk about music. So, just as an opening, who's your favorite artist? Go around the table. Illiest?
That's a tough one for me, because I have a lot of favorite, but if I had to pick one, I'm gonna say my boy Meek Mill.
I knew it.
I knew it.
Who's the number two? Give me three. It ain't gotta be top three in the order. Just give me three. That if I was to say, give me somebody good to listen to, what three are you gonna tell me? Meek being one.
Meek one. Drake two.
It's a good two.
I like Boosie.
Okay.
I like Boosie.
I'm not mad at that. I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Boosie.
I don't know if I would have put Boosie in if somebody just came up and was like, give me good rap recommendation. But Boosie does have his, you want to talk shit, you want to run your mouth, want some gangsters punch your motherfucking house, well, set this bitch off. Don't leave the copyright infringement. Yeah. Okay. Archie, I'm going to let you go. Give me three. You probably going to give one I'm going to give, but that's okay. Give me three.
I mean, as of right now, I've been on a lot of West Coast rappers.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Mm-hmm. You probably already know my number one. It's gonna be West Side Boogie.
Of course. And
Pleasure of seeing him twice in concert.
Yep, and a lot of people probably don't know about this artist. I recommend it. Y'all go check. There's two type of people in this world: people who like West Side Boogie and people who's never heard West Side Boogie. Mm-hmm. Once you hear this, you'll understand. I'm gonna let the music speak for itself. So West Side Boogie for one. Who else we got?
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I put y'all on the spot. I ain't giving y'all no heads up.
And the crazy thing is if you ask me this question again, I would
probably give you a whole.
I'll probably switch the three.
Going back to West Coast, y'all probably don't know him either, but I'm gonna go with KB Devon.
Okay, I'll fuck with them.
Okay.
The West Side Dog in your motherfucking house.
And I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna stick with my boy M.
Damn, you gonna throw Eminem out there?
I'm gonna throw him out
See,
there,
I thought about it.
I mean, classic. Even as many years in the game as he's got, he's still there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And regardless of what people say, bro, I hear shit all the time. You don't hear Eminem in the club. Eminem's not for the club.
Right.
Music.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain music for certain times. Eminem, I don't want to hear that shit in the club. I don't want to hear fucking Stan while I'm fucking partying. Like, nah. I want to hear that shit while I'm at home enjoying art. Enjoying a fucking, something with some substance. If I had to pick three, I'm going to have to agree with Archie. I'm going with West Side Boogie. That's my boy. I'm going with Kendrick Lamar. I can't leave Kendrick out. My third one was really a toss-up. It was either going to be Isaiah Rashad or Kid Cudi, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Cudi. Ooh. I'm going with Kid Cudi. Cudi is so versatile that I feel like he does have club music, but he also has shit that I can take home, put in my headphones, and just vibe to. Mm-hmm. But he can't do it all. Same thing with Isaiah Rashad. I mean, Isaiah is a fucking great artist. A lot of people may not know him. Signed to TDE. I mean, been doing his motherfucking thing. Since we're on the topic of music, you was bringing up I guess it was a headline about hip-hop becoming an old hustle.
Yes. For the listeners out there, do you think hip-hop is becoming an old hustle?
Okay, how do you interpret that when you read that? What does that mean to you? What
that means to me is the hip-hop industry is so, how can I say this? There's so many artists out there right now. So many. I mean, everybody wants to be a rapper, and it's oversaturated is the word, oversaturated. And, they look at it as a way to get money, build your brand, try to get your name out there, get shows. That's what a lot of people do. They're like, man, I want to be a rapper, man, because I want to become famous, and get money. Now, since it's so oversaturated, I feel like it's becoming an old hustle now. More people are leaning towards other things.
Such as?
Streaming. YouTubers, podcasts, real estate. There's not as many people now saying, I want to be a rapper, and with me actually being an artist myself, when I hear other people, saying like, I want to be a rapper, I'll be like, do you know, you want to be a rapper, man? Like,
do you not believe that rappers can still remain recording artists and also branch out into streaming and, podcast, stuff like that, and make it all work?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's a fact that YouTubers, streamers, are actually making more money than rappers now. An up-and-coming rapper.
Okay. I was about to say, because I bet Drake is fucking killing.
So you have to... I feel like there's levels to the music game. You know, you have, you know, your bottom tier rappers, then you got your middle tier, and then you got your high tier.
Okay.
You know, for the lower tier, that's like, you know, your up and coming rappers, you know. You know, you're out there, you know, you putting out music, you know, you're trying to get your name out there, you know, you get a little buzz, you know, you start to do shows, you know, but you're making a certain amount of money, but you're still like one of those, like, you're not financially there yet. So, you know, so there's your lower rappers. So, I mean, and however much they make, you know, not every rapper makes the same amount of money, but, you know, you're still, as far as like industry standard, like the business, like you're like the lower tier, you know, and then you got like your middle tier. So your middle tier is okay. Now you have a bigger buzz than the lower tier, you know, so you are getting shows, but you are making more money than the other tier. So, you know, and then you got your Drakes. That's like the big ones. Like, they already made it. You know, they're a household name.
For sure.
You know, they making, you know, millions of dollars. You know, because...
What do you think majority of rappers' income actually comes from? Do you think it is off of music? I believe it's from touring.
Yes, it depends. It depends.
Because if you look at how many rappers now are in control of their own contracts, who are making their own money off their name instead of these record labels.
Are you talking like independent artists?
Like, not even just independent. They could be signed to someone, but they own their own rights.
There's not many. There's probably...
I mean, but they're coming more and more, especially when they start making it. They're learning from other people who are doing it.
Yeah.
Bad thing about that is, though, if you start learning bad habits, it's hard to correct.
I think artists, they make more money from, like, outside of rap.
Okay.
Like their
endorsement
deal, real estate, you know.
How many rappers are in real estate?
I couldn't tell you that, but I mean, look at Dirt. I mean, he's open about his trucking business. You know, he owns so many trucks.
Damn.
How much you think he's making? You know, he's picking up loads for companies, delivering.
Yeah, and that's...
Lil Durk has a trucking company?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know none of that. I also don't listen to Lil Durk, though, so...
Yeah,
okay.
Those investments, you know, those are turning into... That's why I feel like when people are saying, like, hip-hop is becoming, like, the old hustle. Because, like, when you get established in the hip-hop game, yeah, you make money. But you have to put in so much work. So you have to go on tour to get, like, the big money. Because they're not making a lot of money off of streams.
Right.
You know, and album sales anymore. You know, so...
What do you make off of streams, roughly? Do you have an idea? Does it depend?
Yes. It depends on the numbers. It depends on how many streams. I think it's like...
I think I looked this up before.
It's not even a penny. It's like...
It's not even a penny?
It's not even a penny.
A stream. Like one single... Okay. That makes sense.
One stream is not even 1 penny. You won't even make 1 penny off of one stream. I can get that.
So, 1 million streams. Let's just say on YouTube.
I think to be making a honest living off of streams, you have to be at least getting...
3 creators explain how much money YouTube pays for 1 million views, and their answers range from 3,400 to 30,000. So it's not even a set, if you hit this many views, we'll give you this much money. It still depends on who you are. Not even how many eyes you have, because clearly you all got 1 million. But what eyes? How do they, you think by algorithm? How do they know that?
Yeah, it's algorithms. There's a system put in place where you get a certain amount of streams. You know, once you get into the algorithm, you know, of Apple Music or Spotify, that determines like your listeners, your shares, your saves,
and who they will promote your music to going forward.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then once you get into that algorithm, and the bigger your algorithm is, and the more streams that you're getting, the more money you make. But you have to really, really be.
Do you think your content determines what audience your algorithm will be promoted to? Like, do you think if I talk about guns, killing, and drugs, do you think I'll be promoted more or less?
Yeah. Well,
or will I be promoted more or less to a certain group
audience
of people? Okay.
Yes. So you have like your different listeners. Like you have like an audience that they listen to that type of music. So if you're making that type of music, that's what they're going to promote your music to, that type of audience. Okay. If you're making club music, then you're going to be promoted to club music, know.
So, all right. So how do you feel? Because I believe music, just like any other form of art, is a self-expression. Mm-hmm. And I believe you should have the right to express yourself freely. We live in America. We have the freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. But nowadays we have a lot of rappers. Well, it's all rappers. I ain't never seen a country music artist be held in court talking about, well, your lyrics said you like to drink a 12-pack and drive your truck on the back roads. Nothing like that. It's always rappers.
Right.
So do you believe hip-hop lyrics should be used in court as evidence against that person, or should it be used or viewed as freedom of expression?
Freedom of expression.
Okay. Let me give you a scenario here. This guy lives in this town. We'll call it the town. He lives in the town. Mm-hmm. In the town, there's a guy named Michael Jenkins. And little shitty booty gets on a track and he's like, yo, I killed Michael Jenkins in the town. What's up now? Do you think that still applies to freedom of expression if it gets that exact?
Well, if you're saying that you're committing a crime, mm-hmm. the way the system is set up, they can use that against you in court. So if that crime actually happened, or you was around it, or somebody that probably did a crime, then it'll be used against you.
So same scenario. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying his full name or whatever, he says, I run this town, they go Michael down. Or something to the
mm-hmm.
effect.
Mm-hmm. Not saying I.
Not I, but
they. Or
I know. Well, I don't even know if you can say I know. Because if you say I know, then...
No, it's...
Well, I mean, what is like protected under... Yeah. What is protected under our freedom of speech then? Like, if we have the freedom... I get you can't like make threats towards somebody. Mm-hmm. That's that... But... You can even cuss like at the police, and you can give them a healthy amount of criticism mm-hmm. for the job they are doing, and still be protected under your the Fourth Amendment, your freedom of speech, or the First Amendment freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. Yeah.
So why can we not do that in music? Because I feel once you start, because music not always will reflect real life. Mm-hmm. But when it does, I think we can all agree it makes it that much more enjoyable because right. It's going to be more open and honest, and it's going to give us something with some structure and something to like actually take in and be like, damn, that's what he went through.
Yeah, a certain feeling.
Yeah. So I believe they should be able to talk about it. But then again, do we want to promote murder and killing and drug selling?
Right, that's what I was gonna say. If it's anything that's against the law, they can use it against you. I don't feel like it's right, but they can use it against you.
You think it should 100% be used against you
Now, me personally, I don't think it should be used.
Okay.
Yeah, let me clear that up. I don't think it should be used against you.
I don't either. I think we should have freedom of expression in music. Because, here's a good example. Matter of fact, since Archie brought up, Eminem is one of his top 3 he would recommend. Eminem talks about killing people a lot. And not only like a lot, but like specific people. How many times have we heard Kim Mathers die on a song? You know what I mean?
I think they're targeting hip hop.
Now, are they targeting hip hop or are they targeting black hip hop artists?
But did Kim Mathers come up missing and dead or any of these scenarios?
I mean, yeah, true. But there have been. Okay.
You know, I mean, it's. I guess you could say people writing books about murder or something like that.
But that's fiction.
Well, I mean, that's fiction as well.
Yeah. Okay, but so I think, you know, I'm from the town, I laid Michael down. Who's to say coincidence? I was just rhyming, man. It sounded good.
Right.
Who's to say he's not gay and he was just trying to get out there?
Who's to say, he wasn't laying Michael down, you know? Too Short must have had a lot of practice with the back on the mattress. Either I'm fucking her good or she a damn good actress. Too Short. That's my man.
Yeah.
Where do you draw the line at?
I think you're looking at it from a perspective of who's actually doing the rapping versus, say, I mean, I don't know.
So we're targeting then, if we have to do that. Because if we're looking at who's doing it.
Chicago rappers more.
Yeah, you're targeting
the
individual.
They're actually talking about murdering each other.
Right.
Now, is that targeting them, or is that saying, "Are y'all dumb enough to get on the track and say it"?
I think it's both. And I think it can be both. Because I think it's targeting them because Eminem, not only does he talk about killing Kim, he has talked about killing other people and physically assaulting other people, whether it be Benzino, Cannabis, Moby, whoever Eminem is dissed. It's usually something Nick Cannon, Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go on.
Yeah.
Same thing with the game. These rappers who name drop and they get their clout off of dissing.
Yeah, I think it's going back to, did a crime actually happen? Who said it?
Okay.
So, like Archie, he mentioned Chicago. If there's what they call that, like the murder city.
Yeah. Chirac.
Yeah, Chirac. So there's a lot of crime there. So they're trying to buckle down on that. You know, they're trying to stop that. So they're like, okay, all of these crimes are happening in this area. You know, and we trying to get to the bottom of it. And these people
are they really trying to get to the bottom of it? Or are they just trying to lock more people up? I mean,
you know how the system is.
That's what I was about to say.
The system is set up
at the same time. How much revenue is this person bringing for your city? What are they doing?
That's where I think you had. If Drake was to jump on a track and talk about somebody who passed away and he like referenced as like either he knew about it or he had something to do with it, I don't think they would ever give Drake a second glance as like.
Well, I mean, look at the Triple X thing. And
he's not. I mean, they're trying to subpoena him to court, but.
I mean, that's all done. That judge done said all that. But,
yeah.
So that's what I mean. Drake made a reference.
People took it as a reference.
Yeah.
Did he make a reference?
And it's Drake. You know, and I'm not siding with you guys. I don't think that it should be used against you in court, but they're looking at it as, okay, these guys they say they're in a gang. You know, they shoot music videos. You know,
portraying the lifestyle.
The lifestyle. They got weapons in the video.
But who's to say that those are not prop weapons?
It could be.
Just look at movies. We got movies out here shooting. So if I'm gonna take a music video as real, that means every action movie I see where they are spraying an AK-47, I'm supposed to assume all them people that I just seen die in that movie are dead.
The kids, so I'm not gonna even say the kids, but the viewers, same thing with movies. They think that stuff is real, so they're gonna go copy that.
I've said this a lot, man, and I truly believe this. I believe America has a bigger problem. This is gonna be a little off topic, but I believe America has a bigger problem with our own body and flesh and nudity than we do with murder. It's so weird. We can see like on what's the show, NCIS or whatever, on daytime television.
Yeah.
People being murdered, them solving murder cases, people dying, whatever. We can see that on daytime television.
Yeah.
You will never see a boob. You will never see, a full naked male or female. Why is that? Why are we like desensitizing ourselves to murder and then making us feel shameful about our own bodies? Like, why is it that America is so comfortable with seeing murder? Like, even in real life, bro, like, look at George Floyd. How many people do you think watched that video and, like, it didn't affect them? I bet you it's more than none. I know when I watched it the first time, I won't lie, when I watched George Floyd the first time and he got to crying for his mom, I cried. Like, legit tears.
Yeah.
That's, if you can watch that video and it not affect you, there's something wrong with you as a human being. Yeah. And I'm not saying that it's your fault that there's something wrong, but there is something wrong, and I do believe it's seeing murder and death every day, whether it be in the movies, video games, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to like ban video games and say they cause problems, but it does desensitize you to an extent to where, oh, well, I shot that dude in the head, and like you do this repetitively. Then when you see it out in the real world, you're almost numb to it. Right. But as soon as you see a girl walking down the street with her top off, everybody does what? Oh shit, yeah. She naked. She naked. Yeah. Like, it's so weird. America loves murder but hates our bodies. It's almost, I don't know. It's like they want us to be ashamed of ourselves. And I'm not trying to be a nudist or nothing, but I always thought that was weird that you'll never see flesh on TV, like naked, like completely. But we'll see dead bodies for sure.
Can't make money from it. What
do you mean? Sex sells. Sex is one of the biggest things that sell.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Or does sex sell to certain extents?
No, sex sells, baby. Sex sells.
All right. So
old video stores used to walk into them. They used to have a private room for adult stuff. I mean, keep that away from kids.
Yeah. Back to
the generation now, OnlyFans. Like, all these people are making money on selling their sex.
Yeah. Sex sells.
But on TV, are they going to make the money by showing?
Of course they would. Why would they not?
I mean,
think about what you just said. So back in the day,
which area? We're in what? The Bible Belt?
Yeah, but that's.
Are they really going to allow that here versus California?
But we allow murder on TV. That's what I'm saying. You just said back in the day we had a back private room for sex, but yet you could get Arnold Schwarzenegger out in the general population. But you had to go back.
You got to look at it like this as well. Even like CDs back in the day, we couldn't go buy parental advisory CDs.
Yeah, kids don't know nothing about that, bro. I remember you used to have to pay people to go into Sam Goodies in the mall and buy me the parental advisory CD.
Same thing with like movies and CDs these days. Your kid can't just go to a rated R movie or something. Right. You can't buy a rated mature video game without an adult.
Yeah, at our job you have to ID.
Do you?
Like, yes.
I was gonna say I don't know if that's true at Walmart.
If it's rated mature, you have to ID.
I think my kids just went out to like movies that were.
You have to be accompanied by an adult. I know at certain times.
See, I think my kids just went into like a horror movie, which is probably more likely rated R. Like on their own type.
Probably just
and they're only like 14, 15.
Usually if it's rated mature or something like that, it's got nudity or something. You have to be.
Well, I see the mature rating because they put that on there for like excess of, whether it be gore or whatnot. Man, Sam Goodies. Like, that brought back so many memories. Having to you had to spot a cool person in the mall. And I always try to find like the long hair rocker dude. I'd be like,
going back to that.
Go buy that for me.
Go buy it for me.
Yeah. I had to go change the settings on my Disney Plus account just to watch Deadpool.
Because you had it set to what, like children? Well, Deadpool is rated R.
The parental controls.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know I had to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, maybe... I mean, I don't know. Disney also...
I can go to it, but it wouldn't allow me to watch it without...
Until you change your settings. I don't know. I mean, I guess Disney's one thing, you know, because Deadpool doesn't have a lot of nudity. It is all about like murder and cussing, but that is mainly a children's platform.
But like, not even that, but like any of them. Did you know that Logan, Wolverine, was rated R?
Yeah.
Like,
Where he's the old man Logan? Yeah, 100% rated R. Bro, he's murdering people right off the start.
I mean, even the kids are though. Like, what's?
I don't know. And that's where it goes back to, is that freedom of like expression? Is that art? Or do we take that literal and we say there's kids out there, there's claws coming out their hands? Like,
Well, we know that children are capable of them type of things. Look at the little girl who said, I don't remember where it was, but the whole Slender Man thing where they
stabbed that girl so many times. Well, I mean, anybody is capable of crazy shit. You don't have to be a certain age type.
Was there some kind of rating for Slender Man? Like,
Well, Slender Man wasn't a, what do you mean? Or what do you call it? Like a motion picture or anything. That was an internet thing. Mm-hmm. There's no rating on the internet.
How were they allowed to see? I mean, they got kids YouTube, so the kids can't see certain
True,
things.
but back
Right,
then,
when you upload footage on YouTube, it says like, is this footage or audio or video made?
But you got to think how many years ago that was. When they was watching YouTube, they wasn't watching YouTube like on smartphones. They was like watching YouTube like on a computer. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think they thought about it like that, because YouTube used to kind of be a free for all.
Mm-hmm. You remember dial-up internet and getting on there and looking at fucking
Rotten.com. I remember Rotten.com. You ever been to Rotten.com?
And you get to
remember that?
people's heads cut off.
Yeah, bro. That was Rotten.com.
Was it crazy?
Yeah.
Like, you want to see some cartel type stuff?
Yeah, people getting shot in the face with like AKs and man, I don't know why, like, and this might be going back to speaking to the damn, I can't even think of the word now. Desensitized. Yeah. Couldn't even get it fucking out. Fucking, I look like a retard. Everybody's gonna laugh at me. I was not as affected by seeing people killed on that website as I was seeing animals killed on that website. Anytime they would like have an animal and like they would like hack it up with a hatchet or something, or just something crazy, I couldn't watch it.
Why is that?
I don't know. Like, I guess I care more for animals than I do people, which is an insane thing to say.
That's normal.
You think so?
Yeah, that's normal.
But think about it. If it was the end of the world, bro, I'm going to eat my dog before I would eat anybody else.
Now, would you, though?
I think so.
You would eat man's best friend over...
Man? I would like to think so. I would like to think I'm a decent person and I wouldn't kill somebody to eat them.
That's crazy, because you say, I would like to think so.
But I'm not...
It comes down to it, you'd be like...
Okay, here... Somebody that we know in, our everyday life had posted something on Facebook, and it was talking about, it was Dame Dash actually talking, and he was saying, look at the 10 Commandments. The first one is, thou shalt not kill. Okay? That's actually a mistranslation. It's not thou shalt not kill, it's thou shalt not murder, was the Hebrew text, and they like just how we have two words for killing. We have killing and we have murder. They did too. And they said, thou shalt not murder. You can kill another human in self-defense, and you can kill an animal for food. So
are you saying like it's a difference?
It's a big difference, because if you
kill somebody or something,
murder is illegal killing. That's what murder is.
Like you intentionally did it.
Well, I can intentionally kill you in self-defense. I can intentionally kill an animal for food. But if I do it for I'm not defending myself. If I just come in your house and I kill you, I murdered you. If you came into my house and tried to kill me and I killed you, I killed you. Intentionally, but it's not murder, because I was defending myself. There's two, and that's and Dame Dash was trying to make this point of thou shalt not kill. That's why we should all be vegan. Well, yes, if you go by thou shalt not kill. But that's not the translation. The translation is thou shalt not murder. And
that makes sense.
Yeah. So you can kill in self-defense, in defense of, your family and people and animals for food. But, end of the world situation. I got my dog or I got a stranger. I don't know. I would like to think I take my dog out, but I love my fucking dog, man.
See, are you really gonna be able? Are you really gonna be able to
Put it this way:
kill your dog?
is it my dog or my daughter? My dog, all day long, no question.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if I think about, if I'm being honest with myself, and I go, my dog or a stranger.
Mm-hmm. So when you're saying your daughter, you're putting your feelings into it.
I mean, I guess I had to
And
put
then
my
you say you
feelings into it.
love your dog.
Yeah.
It's a feeling.
Yeah.
So if it's a stranger.
Yeah,
You don't know that
I guess I
stranger.
kind of have.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have feelings towards that stranger.
I mean, I don't have feelings towards strangers now, but
you're gonna look at your dog. You're gonna look at that person you don't know.
Yeah.
And you said, "I love my dog."
yeah,
So you're gonna say, "Stranger, you gotta."
I'm gonna look at it like this:
Stranger, you gotta
that
go.
if it came to that situation, that stranger is gonna feed me a lot longer than that dog.
okay. Let's take the apocalypse scenario out of it. If there was a car drowning and it had a stranger's child in it and your dog, who are you gonna save?
My dog.
No, you're crazy, bro. You're a piece of shit.
My
I
dog.
hope y'all heard that.
My dog.
Shawn is
Yes.
letting the kids die.
Yes, I am. For all the listeners out
Hey.
there, I'm saving my dog.
If fuck those kids was a person, it would be.
And the reason why I say that is because you can't trust people, and I can't say the same thing. Like,
But you have to trust people. You have to be able to trust humanity.
You do.
Otherwise, what do we have? If I can't trust that if my daughter was in trouble, that somebody, not being me, because I'm not around for whatever, if my daughter was in trouble, I would trust that there's a good person out there that would do everything they can to save her, even though she's not theirs. I would do that for other people's kids.
But you're not other people.
But you're not other people.
Well, then that's where trust comes in. That's where you have to hope, and that's why I think if I'm a good person, it's only going to generate good people.
So you use your pet, your dog. So you raise this dog since it was born, since it was a little puppy. So that dog, you knew that dog your whole life. The dog knows you its whole life. So with pets, they're groomed to protect you. You know, they trust you. You trust that dog. You know,
I mean, yeah.
but they don't trust the other person. So it's the same thing. Like, the dog is not going to trust somebody it doesn't know.
Yeah, but I'm still, if there's a car going down, and just so for some reason my dog is in this stranger's car and their kid is trapped in the car, I'm going for the kid. 100% I'm going for the kid. I love my dog. And I'm going to be heartbroken that my dog drowns or whatnot. But I'm going for the kid. I'm 100% going for the kid.
Do you think...
Even if it wasn't a kid, I'd probably...
Do you think that stranger will save you? Let's say...
The kid? Probably not.
They have a dog. Let's say they have a dog. And they see someone else's kid in a bad situation. Do you think they would save that kid?
I think majority of people would say they would save the kid.
They would say.
That they
you
would...
said they would say, but would they?
I mean, we can't...
You don't know.
Like, I'm saying that I would save the kid.
Okay.
But I actually think that if that was a situation, I would choose. Because, I mean, animals' life is so finite. It's not as long as human life. And who's to know? Maybe the kid is terminally ill. I don't know. Maybe the kid dies tomorrow. But at least I saved that kid then and there. Yeah. There's no way that I could go to bed at night thinking, well, I picked my dog. I got my dog here.
Right.
But that little girl is like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. And that's taking the apocalypse like scenario out. Like, if it comes to food, and there's strangers versus eating my dog, I still don't know if I'd eat people. Ain't that shit bad for you? Don't it fucking make you get the shakes and shit? Like, that's how they portray it in movies. When people eat people, they fucking have the tremors and...
I mean,
Never done it.
I don't know.
Hey, bro, I'll tell y'all right now, I ain't gonna say no names, but me and Archie know this girl. Bro, she's got a fetish that she wants somebody to eat her. and she wants to eat somebody. And I said, get the fuck away from me.
Like she wants to
She
eat
wants
human
to
body
eat
parts?
human and have somebody eat her. She's like, when I die, I don't want to be buried. I want somebody to eat me. And I'm like, what
She's mentally unstable.
Bro, that shit, like...
I don't know this person.
Yes, you do.
He's like,
Yes, he does. And motherfucker, I was out in the middle of nowhere with this person when I was being told this, and I couldn't help but think, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, I didn't know what else to fucking do. Honestly, when I got a bitch telling me, like, I want to eat and be ate, I don't. That is, I mean...
So mentally
I'm into some freaky shit, bro.
Yeah.
Not fucking eating.
How does a human get that unstable mentally?
A cornucopia of fucking problems. A plethora of fucking problems.
Drugs.
I'm gonna use every word I can to describe a lot of fucking problems.
Yeah.
And drugs. Yeah. This person was a former drug user.
Let's say you're not you don't abuse drugs.
Okay. Do you abuse anything else? Like, we've said this before. Do you abuse soda pop? I mean, that's a drug.
So could soda pop make you mentally unstable?
Yeah. It's a psychoactive.
Caffeine.
Yeah. Changes your mental state. It's not as extreme as psilocybin mushrooms or maybe marijuana or cocaine.
Yeah.
But it does change your mental state. It is psychoactive.
Say your favorite thing is Reese cups. If you don't get them Reese cups,
You don't feel like
You'll go crazy.
But if I don't get my motherfucking buenos, I need my motherfucking my out. I got a couple on me. Like, addiction's a funny thing. Mental illness, bro. There's no telling what can cause mental illness, why mental illness happens. I mean, if y'all want to, we can get into the whole. Some people believe trans people are just suffering from mental illness. Logically, I kind of agree, but then biologically, I don't know. Because like I said, if we're all born as a blank tablet and, we're going to form into the thing that we're supposed to be, who's to say in my formation, my ovaries distended into testicles, my clit grew longer into a penis, but then my mind kept the mind of a female for whatever reason. Like, we're not there yet. We don't know. So, is it a mental illness or is it is it something that happens while you're inside the mom? I don't know. Because at first I did see the point where they're like, no, it's a mental illness. You're trying to cut off something on your body. It's a mental illness. And I was like, damn, that's a good point. And somebody made the point to me, if you're trying to cut off your right arm, somebody's going to call you crazy. But if you want to cut off your dick, they're going to say, here, get on this hormone replacement therapy. Let's get you, feeling right.
Yeah.
And then you hear horror stories about people who go through with this. Like, this man, matter of fact, biological man, right, has a sex change into a woman. After he does it, has his penis inverted, changes his mind, and wants to go back to being a man. So they redo his penis, but since that shit was like, fucked up, his balls actually have a fucking pump in them. Bro, y'all can check this because this is real. His balls have like an inflation thing that you pump them because they're not real balls.
Yeah, to make them.
Yeah, to make the dick get hard. And he's warning people about the like, hey, you think you want to do it? Think about it. I wanted to do it. I 100% wanted to do it.
So, going back to the mental illness, what if someone is just curious? If they're just curious, do you say, oh, you're mentally ill because you're curious?
No, you say you're curious because you're not being curious isn't saying like,
so
I want to chop my dick off.
Yeah, so
I could be like, I'm curious. I wonder what dick tastes like. I'm curious.
Yeah, so
is that I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Is that
I don't think so. I
so?
think that's
Let's
different.
say you were
It's human nature to be curious.
yeah you were born a male.
Okay.
You were just like, I want to see how it is to be a female.
Oh, that
then
kind of.
are
I thought
you-
you was about to say I want to see what it's like to have something stuck up my butt or something like.
Or that.
I mean,
we could say
okay.
that too.
So if
We
you're
could
if you're
say
going
too.
that route, that's just curiosity, and I think it's like human. Like I said, it's human nature to be curious, bro. Look at girls, like they're born with vaginas and all that shit. You telling me like girls ain't just like the fuck's up here? Like same thing like when we were with like our dick as a little boy. Like I remember hearing stories when I was like a baby boy, and I like got my first boner. And I'm like going to my mom, and I'm like, "Look what I did!" And like she's like, "Okay, it's cool.
Yeah,
Go back and watch." Like they don't know how to handle it,
yeah.
but it's curious. And I bet you I put on a dress or something back in the day, or heels or something like.
So if you put on a dress, if you're a male and you put on a dress with some heels, they be like, "Why you got that on?"
I think it depends
you're
on age. I think
you're mentally ill because you got a dress on, you got some heels on, you're acting like.
I'll jump in on this. So, I've got a younger male cousin who is now. They haven't had their full change yet, but they are now females. And when he was young, he was probably, I don't know, I'm probably 10 years older. So I was probably in high school and he was young. And we used to mess with him, call him a little sidewalk sissy and stuff like that. And then later, when he came out that trans, it was like, well, I mean, kind of already knew that, you know.
Did y'all feel bad for like teasing him, or was it like?
No,
It's almost like you knew.
It's crazy, like, because, you know, being from Kentucky and from a little town and stuff, like, his grandpa and stuff definitely didn't approve of this.
Oh, yeah. Small town state of mind is dangerous.
And then,
like, we'll get into that, but that's crazy.
How do you take that, seeing that someone does not approve of you, but yet, like, when he died, shows up in this little skirt or, like, tight little dress and stuff, heels to your funeral? Like, would you feel disrespected, or?
I almost feel like that's a fuck you. You judged me my whole life.
Like,
look, here's the thing. Whether I believe it's mental illness or not, I believe people have the right to do whatever the fuck they want.
Yes.
At the end of the day. And I mean for everything. Some people may not agree. I'm talking about drugs. I'm talking about whatever the fuck you want. As long as you're not hurting someone else. And I would say as long as you're not harming yourself. But if harming yourself is like makes you happy and like you're not doing I don't know where to draw the line at, but as long as you're not hurting anyone else for sure, do whatever the fuck you want. I don't think that's gonna pick up. We had a plane go over. I don't know if y'all heard that. It sounded like a fart. Fucking. I don't. As long as you are not hurting someone else and hindering their happiness, do what you want.
so are you responsible for that person's happiness?
No. 100%. You are not responsible for anybody's happiness except yourself.
Okay.
That's why you do not hinder their happiness, though.
So, okay. So you're not physically hurting someone.
Okay.
But
No, not even physically. If Shawn, if Illiest Demeanor wants to go out every night and party, and your wife says, Shawn, that hurts me emotionally, you shouldn't party because of your bond with your wife. You're not physically hurting her, but you're hindering her happiness. Now, if you want to continue to go out and party because that's what makes you happy, you need to separate that bond you have with her because y'all have an understanding. We are going to be together. We are going to protect each other's happiness. So it doesn't have to be physical necessarily. Just as long as you're not, yes, physically, but any other kind of way. If what I do makes me happy and I don't hurt anybody else or take away from their happiness, I should be able to do it. Is how I feel.
I mean, that takes away a lot of things that make you happy then, realistically.
What you mean?
If I wanted to do drugs, it's going to affect the people around me. Am
But
I
I
going to
think
be able to do that anymore? Like, that's what I want to do, though.
I'm going to let you do it. If you came up to me and you was like, bro, I want to smoke this meth. It makes me happy. Well, no, because you're hindering someone else's happiness.
That's what I'm
You're
trying to
going,
say,
no,
like,
you're going back to hindering happiness. You're hindering your daughter's happiness. She wants you as a healthy father. So
Yes.
you would
But
have
you're
to.
saying that people should be able to do what they want if it makes them...
As long as it doesn't hinder someone else's happiness or affect
But
them.
I'm not responsible for their happiness.
No, you are with your daughter.
So let me
You're not responsible for my happiness.
Well, no.
Let me give you my take on this. So I feel like any substance or any drug that you put in your body is hindering someone's happiness because you're taking away. So when you're not in a mental state anymore. So if you don't have the ability to love, for your loved ones, take care of your loved ones, provide for your loved ones, because you're not mentally capable of doing that anymore. So you're hindering your daughter, your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, because you're not mentally there.
If you let it get to a point to where you can't be mentally there. Now, what if I'm taking an antipsychotic? Because I am psychotic. That's a drug. Mm-hmm. And I'm taking it. And it's helping me not hear voices. And helping me to function better.
Okay. So it's calming you down. It's making you...
Mm-hmm. Just like
normal?
marijuana. Just like marijuana. If somebody has to smoke marijuana or they're irritable, they're cranky, that doesn't necessarily take away from anybody because nobody is like blowing all their money just for marijuana.
Okay. So
I do get Archie's point. What he's saying, he's like,
if it doesn't.
So my whole point
physically harm you, if you're not physically harming yourself.
If you want to physically harm yourself, I think maybe you should even it's your body, bro. I shouldn't be able to tell you what you can't do with your body.
All right. So
period.
You can take anything as long as it's not anything that makes you happy. You can take anything that makes you happy as long as it's not harming someone else.
Yeah,
is that what
that's what I believe. Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
I believe you should be able to do anything that makes you happy as long as it doesn't affect people around you or hinder their ability to be happy. Now, I get what he's saying. Okay, if I take drugs and drugs make me happy, but it makes people around me sad, yeah, that's a gray area. But
So my point was, like I said, his grandpa didn't approve of it. For his funeral, he came in a dress and stuff.
yeah.
Now,
But did it
respect wise, would you have not just came in normal clothes?
No.
Just to give your grandpa that one last?
Nope. Because me dressing in a dress does not hinder my grandpa's happiness. He may be unhappy with me, but that's not my responsibility to make him happy with me.
That's the whole point I'm making. Like, why is it not then? Like,
what do you mean?
That's your responsibility to make them happy.
It's not.
Then why is drugs making me happy?
Because if it's affecting your kid negatively, if it's not, do your drugs. That's what I believe. I believe if you can do meth and be a functioning dad and work, do your drugs. If that guy, your cousin, whoever, can cross-dress and go through life and be just fine and it makes him happy, then I think everybody else should just...
everyone around them as well.
No, it affects them because...
Personally?
Because they're closed-minded. That's why it affects them. That's what I was just about to get into. I was about to get into small-town mind frame. They don't fuck with trans. They don't fuck with gay. They don't fuck with any of that shit, right? Mm-hmm. That's small town. We all think alike, brother. We're all the same. Hey, we're not even going to let them darkies in here. You know what I mean? If it ain't white, it ain't right.
Right.
That's small town mind frame.
Okay. I think I get where you're about to go with this.
So, they can't understand the whole trans, gay, whatever. They can't. The LGBT, they don't fuck with it because where they're from, we're country, we fucking hunt, we fucking wear boots, you don't wear a dress if you're not a woman, and blah, blah, blah.
To be honest, I see it as it's just like fashion, like clothes. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
What if I wanted to wear a dress, but I didn't portray myself as a female? Can I do that? Because it's just clothes.
that's how I see
Priests
it.
do
Like,
that
if I-
shit.
if
Priests
I
wear fucking
see
dresses.
A male walking down the street or in public with a dress on, I'm not gonna be like, man, like what you doing with that on, bro?
And now, if that
you
does
gay.
make you mad,
Like, if-
that's something you have to do. That's a trigger
yeah.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
and
so
and then it's going back to what Archie was saying. I mean, if someone else gets upset for what someone else has on,
that's
is it-
their
is
trigger
it-
to deal with.
yeah, because I mean,
The world
it's
doesn't.
clothes.
Yeah.
So we're basically just leaving out respect for each other, though.
Well, no,
No,
not
because
not necessarily.
because you can be respectful and be in a
You
dress.
can't. If someone says, "Hey, I don't want you around like this. Come around like."
That's because they want to control you. That's not respect. If you respect somebody, you don't control them.
All right, but like so. For example, Archie. So for example, let's say
You can't
every
respect
day-
someone if you want to control them.
let's say
flat
every
out.
day you wear a black Adidas
But you're
hat.
gonna go to your
and a-
grandmother and be like, "Fuck you, bitch."
That's just not what he did.
No. I'm saying, are you gonna do that?
But he didn't do that.
That's not the question. Are you gonna do that?
Then why are you asking the question if
I'm
he didn't
asking
do
a
that?
question to get relevance. Like, would
The
you do that
relevance
to your
is
grandmother?
the grandpa wanted control over someone who
That's-
wasn't
I
him.
didn't say he was controlling him.
He wanted it. He said,
I
"Don't
never
wear a
said
dress."
them words. This is an issue that I had recently too. We'll talk about this later. But I never said that.
You brought
I
it up as a
said
respect thing.
Respect thing.
That's a control thing, not a
That's
respect
not-
thing.
that's not a
I can be fully in a dress and respect everybody in this room.
Can you?
Yes, 100%. You can't control me and tell me to take my dress off, but I can be respectful to you and
I
be
can
like,
ask you not to
"Sir,"
wear that.
and I can say, respectfully, suck my dick from the back.
I mean,
Because you don't get control.
but you wouldn't say that to your grandmother.
Yes, I would.
You would.
I would. I would say that to anybody. If I'm doing something that does not hurt you physically, and
How do you?
So-
what about emotionally,
So
mentally?
I'm jumping
Go
into
ahead,
this.
go ahead.
So, and this is with me hearing what you guys are talking about right now. All right, so I'm assuming,
Okay.
I'm assuming someone said, "I don't want you to wear that around us or around me because if you do, it's disrespectful."
okay.
Right?
Okay.
And if
I'll
they do that, they do it anyway. You're like, you're disrespecting me because I told you not to do that. Is that
Okay. So when that person says,
so?
"I can't be me around you, I won't be me around you, I won't come around." Cool. Now, when you die, you're dead at that point.
Okay.
You're not going to be disrespected by me coming in a dress because you are dead. I could slap you in your face. You're not there. It's a shell.
I get that, but we're getting back into the whole thing. Like
You
said,
cannot disrespect the dead.
physically, but if I'm doing crack and it's affecting my daughter emotionally and stuff, that's the same thing. You got to look at it from his perspective as well. Not
No,
just
no, I
he's not
am.
open minded, but his perspective,
His
himself.
perspective is he has a control problem.
Is it control though?
Yes, because you
Because
want
he
to
doesn't-
control what others are wearing. That's control.
That's not.
Because
If I wanted you to wear a black shirt at all times and you came in a white,
get
But
to. So,
my job makes me wear a vest. Well, I don't want to wear a vest.
so that's
They're
what I was
controlling
about to, that's
me.
what I was
No,
about-
you can
so,
quit your
so
job.
Archie, if every day this was your deal, this was your everyday wardrobe, you wear a black Adidas hat with a black T-shirt, and someone said, "I don't like black. I don't like Adidas." So when you come around me, and this you
White
do this every
Nike.
day. When you come around me, man, we wear Nike here. So when you come around me, man, you gotta wear a Nike hat, and it has to be white. And if you're gonna wear a shirt, the shirt has to be white. If you come around me, it's disrespectful.
now I'm going to look at you and go, "You sound like a fool."
But
I'm just
let's
not
say,
gonna come around. Like,
Oh, exactly.
That's-
but
the
let's
point.
say I
But once they're dead, there's no disrespecting.
yeah
You're
I pass
dead.
away. I pass away. You should be like,
I can wear my black Adidas hat to the.
"Yeah, man, like,
If what I
but
wear.
if I did that, me personally, I would be disrespecting you. I would have never even went. Because I believe what you wanted was more important than what I wore that day.
I think it's the other way around. I think if what I wear is the most important thing, then you don't care about me.
Archie got a point. So, because I get what Archie just said. I get where he's coming from.
No, I get it.
I get it.
I just think it's closed-minded and controlling.
So I do feel like it is controlling.
Then
but you have to make.
I'll say no.
But you have to make that decision to be like, to take in the other person's consideration and be like, man, but
it's
he
not
said
physically
he
hurting.
Said he's going to disrespect. He said disrespect.
Okay, let's get for one. Let's say this: disrespect does not physically hurt, and it does not stop you from being happy. You being disrespected does not stop you from being happy unless you allow it. If a stranger come up to you and go, "Fuck you, motherfucker," bro, that's disrespect, right?
Yeah.
But if you go, that dude's tripping, so you can go on and be happy for the rest of the day.
What's the difference between not wearing a dress to the funeral and waiting until he dies to have your full sex change?
There was none. I don't think he should have had to do any.
No, that was his decision.
No, I know, but he probably did it based on the grounds of this person.
If they wanted to be who they were, they would not have cared enough to wait.
This is a real.
I'm just saying, like what he said.
Thing, huh?
If he did not care what the fuck he cared about, why even consider waiting? Like,
he shouldn't
what was
have.
the point?
He shouldn't have. He should have fully said, if I do not care, I do not care. If I do care, I care. That's on him to call. But disrespect is not hindrance of happiness. That's where we're getting confused here. You can be disrespected and be happy. You can still pursue happiness.
I agree with that too. So that's what I'm saying. It's two-sided because it's like I get what Archie is saying, and then I get what you were saying, Wes. Because you did make a good example of someone. Like, I'm African American, so if someone called me the N-word, I'm not gonna be like, man, he called me the N-word, man, we about to fight.
And does him calling you the N-word stop you
from being happy?
From going to be happy.
Gonna go about my day.
Exactly.
I'm still gonna be like,
so disrespect is being confused as a tool to stop happiness. Disrespect can make you unhappy, but it is not a roadblock to stop you. That's on you at that point.
Yeah, so looking at it from your perspective, yes.
I think you have to get over it.
Yeah.
Especially if you love that person, bro. Why do you give a fuck what the person's in?
Yeah.
If I love my daughters and I'm like, I love y'all unconditionally, that means without condition, and they go, I want to wear nothing but boys' clothes. Mm-hmm. I am not going to bat an eye. I'm going to go, sweet. Does that make you happy? Yeah, Dad, that makes me happy. Do it. Let's go buy boy clothes. You want? Can you wear my shoes? Like.
All right. So then let's go back to this. Let's go back. Me being African American. Let's say the guy that calls me the N-word, I do get upset, and I'm like, man, you don't need to be calling me the N-word, bro. Mm-hmm. Like if I see you in the street, or again, bro, it's on site. You say it again, it's gonna be on site. And then he says, oh snap. He gets frightened or scared because would he think that person to do if he said it again? Yeah. But then when he sees that person, he don't say it.
Words are also
still saying it.
Words are a little different. Words have no power over us. And if I cussed you out, if I called you the N-word in another language with a smile on my face, you would think I was being nice, and you would go on smiling. You'd be like, that dude is nice. It's not words that have power. It's our reaction to the words that have power. So if he calls you the N-word, you get mad. Yeah. You just gave him your power.
Okay. Yeah. So going back to what Archie was saying, he said that the person made that decision or made that change after someone passed. So in my mind, they're still being respectfully. Like if that person is calling you the N-word and you say, man, don't do that. And then he's like, I ain't going to do it. But then when you're not there anymore, he's like,
I'm going to say all I want.
I'm going to say it. Same thing. If a person is like, that person's like, I don't want you to make this. Wear this.
You making a point now.
Wear this type of clothes. I don't want you to make this sex change. And then that person dies. He's like, well, that person.
Now I can go do what I want. Okay, same thing about if you're not there. You tell this person, don't say the N-word around me, right? And then he goes off and says it all day for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Did you actually, are you doing anything, or are you just wanting to control that person when they're around you? Because if you're like, hey, don't say it at all. Don't wear a dress at all. Versus don't wear a dress around me. You're going back to, I want to control you when you're in my area.
Yeah, that's controlling.
So,
I mean, no way.
He waited for the sex change.
No matter how you put it, that's
Tell
I
me
don't
to
know
take
why.
my shoes off when I walk in your house, and I don't. That's going against what you asked me to in your place.
Yes, it is.
And it's disrespectful, but it's not a hindrance to my happiness. You're being disrespectful,
Yeah,
no
of
doubt.
course.
But if I allow that to, enter my being and stop me from going to be like, hey, it's game night.
That's a personal.
That's my trigger. If shoes affect me to the point to where I'm going to get mad, I'm going to change my mood and affect my environment, that's a personal trigger. And your personal triggers for everyone is your own thing.
It's a personal trigger if you ask that person not to do something.
Yeah, I believe so. But there is boundaries and there is respect. So it is good to be respectful.
Take off that hat.
Yeah.
You're wearing a hat right now.
Okay.
I don't want you to wear a hat.
Check this out. You go to church. You go to church and they tell you, you're in my church, take off your hat. Do you take off your hat? Or do you go, I don't think it really matters what I wear. If this is really about God and not control of me, I think you'll let me wear my hat. I think a reasonable, logical person will go, damn, you got me. We're here for God. We're not here for your fashion. We're not here for, are you in the best clothes?
When someone says you're in my church, I'm going to say, where's your proof of ownership? This does not belong to you.
What if it does?
What if 99% of the time, it's not going to happen, though.
What if they're the preacher or the pastor or whatever?
They were hired preach.
Yeah,
so they're like the boss, the manager.
No, they are hired strictly to come in and just preach.
Okay, so what if you walk into a restaurant without pants on, and it says no shirt, no shoes, no service, and you walk in there butt ass naked?
You can ask them to leave, or you can refuse service to that person.
Okay. I think church is a little different.
It's the house of the Lord.
I just don't think clothes are that serious. I don't care if it's a man in a dress. I don't care if it's a woman in fucking baggy pants. I think if clothes offend you, you have a problem. And it's probably childhood trauma. You probably put on your sister's clothes or your mama's bra playing around, and your dad probably beat the shit out of you. And you was probably like, okay, that's bad. Don't ever do that. And I'm going to pass that on to everyone I know. You have to break that bond or that link at some point. We have to grow and be better than our past people. I
can look at that perspective, but being the youngest and the only boy, I never did any of them things. I may have painted my nails or something.
It could be something that simple.
I never wore girls' clothes, or I've let my daughter paint my nails and stuff.
See,
but I think there's a difference. I don't understand what goes through someone's mind who wants or feels like they are in the wrong body. So I don't understand.
Right. And that's what we said. We're not biologists. No, but answer that question because you just made a really good point. What's the difference in me wanting to paint my nails because I like it versus you letting your daughter paint your nails and somebody seeing us? Because if nail polish on a man upsets them, there shouldn't be oh, well, you let your daughter do it? All right, cool, I get it.
Yeah.
Versus, oh, you did it because you wanted to? Fuck you. You fucking
weirdo.
I mean, I would make fun of
it.
But at the same time, look how many guys go get their nails and feet done. What's wrong with that? They're taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's nothing wrong with a guy in a dress even. If a guy wants to wear a dress, bro, it's fat. It's not even just fashion. It's just clothes.
Yeah,
it's something to cover up our body that we are ashamed of because the world told us hide your private parts.
Me personally, I wouldn't wear it.
What if they came out with a fly ass fucking throwback Kobe dress?
Because it's clothes, so I wouldn't wear it because that's not my style of clothes. Mm-hmm. But
the style not ever changing.
But if I see a Kobe dress, I'm gonna be like, damn, that's clean because I'm a Kobe fan.
Right.
So and it's the way the clothes are designed too. So I've seen stuff that had Kobe on it. I was like, I don't like that.
So
Yeah.
speaking
You know what I'm saying?
of,
So
have you all seen the new picture with Webby?
No. Oh, wait. I have, actually.
Savage Life?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Where he's in this like fur jacket.
Yeah,
crop
I
top.
don't think it's a crop top. I think it's a wife beater rolled up, but yes, it does look like
he
a
was
crop
showing,
top.
like, his,
and he was showing the Trill
yeah,
fam, or
yeah.
Trill Life, or Savage Life. That's what it is on his
yeah,
stomach.
that's why I said Savage Life.
When I first seen that, that's what I thought too. I said, they got Webby in a motherfucking crop top out here? But look what Young Thug does, bro. He wears a motherfucking dress. I mean, it's fashion. At the end of the day, it's fashion. I don't think it should. That doesn't hinder my ability to be happy. I don't care what you wear. I don't care what you identify as.
Yeah.
Like, I don't wear name brand shit. Like, probably the most name brand thing I got on right now is my shoes, Adidas, and they're not even expensive.
Well, you got your hat on too.
This was like $10 at Marshalls or something.
Adidas.
Like,
All day you dream about sex.
so
Is that why y'all wear it? No.
You ain't never heard people say that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people change it to sports. Some people change it to sex.
like, this is the only. I'll say this is the only hat that wasn't like $40 that I have.
I can say everything that I'm wearing right now is Walmart brand except for my hat and shoes. I don't give a fuck. You know I don't give a fuck. Like, and most of the time when y'all see me, if I'm not in a plain t-shirt, if my t-shirt does have anything on it, it may be my work logo. But other than that, you won't see a lot of logos on me. I'm not a billboard.
So since we're speaking about brands, do you feel like brands or what you have on, because it's kind of like the same thing, but do you feel like what you have on defines who you are
No,
as a person?
No.
no.
Because I've seen
Like,
people be like,
I get the difference between
this all you got
quality.
on, bro? Just
Because I could go to
a white
Walmart.
tee from Walmart, bro. You ain't
This
getting
bitch
money.
feels good,
You
though.
ain't getting money, bro.
Like, I could go to Walmart and buy a pair of basketball shoes. And I know they're not going to be as good as buying an expensive pair of shoes. Like, the quality is just not there. It's not. But there's nothing wrong with them.
No, they still function. They cover me. They keep me warm or whatever. They protect my feet.
Now, same thing, like, I like a nice pair of boots. You know, if I'm going to wear something that's working, I want them to be comfortable and I want them to last. I'm not going to go to Walmart and buy a $30 pair of boots that's going to last me 3 months where I can spend $150.
Taylor, what you think about men in dresses?
But yes, go
Why is that?
continue.
Well, I can go spend $150, $200 on a pair of boots that's going to last me a couple years. You know what I mean? So there is a difference between. It doesn't have to be.
But that serves a purpose too.
Serves a purpose.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna go out here and buy a pair of Jordans because they're Jordans.
Yeah, and people are saying
I
that's the
don't wear
fashion.
Jordans. I have no use for them.
I have a few pair of Jordans. My first pair of Jordan I never bought.
Like people like what they like.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if you don't like it,
Bro, my brand's Champion. I don't know why. And I like Champion because I remember Champion when it was a Walmart thing. When it was the broke shit. If you were Champion, bro, you was wearing bum shit. Now it's like almost like reversed.
yeah, Champion got some good stuff. It's like because I do like Jordans, but I don't wear them just because they go with the trends. A lot of people be like, "Oh, they Jordans, man, I gotta have them."
Yeah.
Like there's Jordans that I don't like.
Right.
But I do like Jordan.
Yeah.
I don't like Jordan because the brand.
Just because of the
like-
name. You like the ones you like.
them. Yeah, the ones I like. I'm like, oh, those are nice because how they look. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, they Jordans, bro. I gotta have them.
And that's
So-
the thing, like he was saying about Champion. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up between here, Fort Smith, and Kentucky. So like, I had this conversation with my social study teacher in high school about Carhartt. Carhartt was the poor brand when he was growing up,
Yeah, no, cool.
but now
Nowadays, like, they're wearing it for fashion. They're not even wearing it for the
purpose
of the
Yeah.
art. And
Yeah, it's
it's like brands with Supreme. Like they're making Supreme crowbars and people are lining up for this shit. Like, man, I don't understand this fucking.
They got a Supreme brick.
Yeah.
Why? What's the purpose of this shit, and why do we give a fuck?
money.
You think it's money? Because you don't have money if you bought a fucking brick. You actually spent money, so you now have less money. Yeah. That's how I feel about the brands. When people walk up and they go, "Oh, you got a bum ass white tee on from Walmart."
That's why I asked you.
I saved money.
That's why I asked you feel like that it defines a person.
No, but I do think you can. I hate to say judge a book by the cover, but I think you can get a good read on a person by what they wear. If somebody is in Jordan head to toe hat, shoes, they got the high socks, Jordan, the bag. Mm-hmm. I can probably say they're like,
oh, dang, Jordan down.
Like, yeah, they follow like the trends and what, not necessarily because it's trending, but they follow the trend. Maybe they just happen to like the trends, but I've never really cared.
There's also a difference.
Doesn't mean that you have a lot of money either.
Oh, it definitely don't mean that. I think it means the opposite the most of the time.
Some people, the money that they have, they spend it on what they like. That's what I'm saying. Just because you have on like a nice Supreme jacket, and I'd be like, dang, that's $1,400. But it's like that don't mean you're rich.
I'll be honest, bro. I would much rather spend that money on a life experience. And I'll be honest with y'all, whether that be like drugs, I think that's a life experience, or like an actual like trip to go hiking somewhere. Mm-hmm. I would legit rather either expand my actual region of where I'm at, or expand my mind. I think that would be my investment. I would take that and go buy $1,400. If I had $1,400 just to blow, which I never would spend it on one thing that's silly, but just for this, I would go buy fucking $1,400 worth of mushrooms or something like that. And I would be the fucking, like, I'm going to unlock so much shit, and I ain't going to have shit on, but fucking my mind is going to be open as a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, I plan on going to visit family this summer, but on the way, I want to start doing more with my daughter, so I'd rather spend, a couple $100 going to, I plan on taking her to a cave, Mammoth Cave. If you've never heard of it, check it out. If you like caves.
Is there actual mammoths there?
Yeah.
No.
And what the fuck are they calling it a mammoth cave for?
Because it's mammoth.
This motherfucker did the reading rainbow mammoth.
But yeah, it's like, I think it's the largest one in the United States.
Yeah.
That we know of.
I wouldn't mind going to that, actually.
But, you can take a personal tour, like, you can put tour guides and stuff, or you can go explore yourselves. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't recommend it because it's so big. A lot of it hasn't been explored, but... Yeah. I want to take her there. So I'd rather do that than go spend, $180, $200 on a pair of Jordans.
I definitely would, too. I'd much rather.
And gas prices are getting so high, so...
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how much longer we got on here. I want to talk real quick about Bryce Mitchell. I know Shawn's ready for me to call him out in a fight. I'm not going to be that stupid, but with us being from... Nah, bro. You got me fucked up. That dude's going to grapple the shit out of me. Okay. Man, it sucks so bad when you have a hometown hero of any kind, whether it be a fighter, a basketball player, or anything, and they are stuck in that small town mind frame to where they're so close-minded, and yet they get, to where they have a name for themselves and they're able to build up a bigger platform, and then they start spewing the dumbest shit like you have ever heard. Like, just today, he's talking about the constellations ain't moving fast enough, so an astrophysicist must be lying. Like, man, I get it. He found God and whatnot, and he wants to believe in that book. And he's like, don't believe scientists because they're men. Bro, the Bible was wrote by men. Like, if you're going to keep that energy, like, keep it for everything. Be open-minded about everything. Mm-hmm. Don't be married to your ideas, because once you get to the point to where you're married to your ideas, you're like, I got it figured out. Mm-hmm. I know this is it. Bro, you stop growing at that point.
Right.
And that's what this dude is doing. And it's sad because he is... Bro, I'm going to root for Bryce every time he fights. It's like being stuck between a rock and a hard spot. Like, I'm going to root for him. I'm going to fucking share all this shit when he fucking fights. But then he gets on there and talks so fucking just crazy.
Yeah.
Like the earth is flat. What the fuck? Why would every other planet around us be a circle, but we're flat? Why would the sun, the moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Pluto, why would everything be circular? Shit that forms in nature like that is round. You ever seen a water droplet just like floating in space? Yeah. What's the shape? Is it flat? No, it's a round. Fucking round. You know what I mean? It sucks, bro. Bryce, bro, I know you think people who follow science are brainwashed. Brother, please listen to me. Religion will brainwash you quicker than anything, and it will make you believe you have all the answers to when you don't. Mm-hmm. I just wish, and you keep talking about unity, and at the same time, in the same sentence, talking about we need to come together, you turn around and go, them goddamn Democrats, them stupid motherfuckers. How can you promote unity and division at the same time?
Right.
You can't do it. I just wish you would be open-minded to other things and quit thinking you have everything figured out, because I promise, man, the day you think you got it figured out, you're done. You've told yourself, I have it. And I don't think that's the way to go. And I want to root for you. I want to be able to be like, I want to have pride in this man. He comes from Arkansas. We have nothing here, bro.
Right.
Like, even with starting this podcast, I don't know too many people from Arkansas that has one. I mean, I couldn't name one, to be real with you. Like, there might be one out there, but I ain't heard of it. When people think Arkansas, I want y'all to think open-mindedness. I want y'all to think diversity, because we are a very diverse state. Mm-hmm. A lot of people think of it as backwoods country, a lot of white hick folk. Yeah. But it's not that, bro. We got everything. We got Laotian, goddamn, black, white. We got Chinese, we got Mexican. Bro, we're a fucking melting pot. A melting pot. And I think he just gives Arkansas a bad name at times. And I hate it. It sucks. When you got to represent somebody who represents your state, and they go out and they say something like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, y'all don't believe these people who have $1 million in funding. Believe me, because I have it figured out. I know what I'm doing. Let's see, what else do we have? That might be about it, folks. Music being used in court. Is music becoming an old hustle? I think we covered pretty much everything in this one. Everything that we had planned and some. Yeah. I'm very excited to go back and play this one back, because I want to hear all these different perspectives. And this is what we like to do here. Yes, me and Illiest Demeanor will have this show to where it's us having conversations, but we do want to get a third party in at times, because we do want a third party perspective, because, me and him may be like-minded, and we're not trying to stay stuck in a box. Yeah. I want to hear something. Yeah,
and if there's anything out there that you guys want us to talk about, make sure you guys comment below and let us know. But yeah, man.
Even if you do have differences and different opinions, you gotta try to see it from everybody's perspective.
Right.
You can't just be stuck in one way and expect to evolve or move in life.
Yes, no, there's no growth in being stuck. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that's all. I mean, I ended at that. Y'all keep an open mind, keep an objective perspective. Try to see something from your neighbor's point of view. Please have empathy with everybody. Be kind to each other. Don't be an asshole. We have enough in the world already.
Right.
And on that, peace.
Yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.